I am here in sunny, but it's now dark, Florida for a rocket launch. NASA tried to launch Crew-6 Monday morning at 2 in the morning. The flight was scrubbed 2 minutes before launch. So they're back out on the pad right now, getting ready to go. You can see that Falcon 9 rocket there is being fueled up. Let's run the intro, say hi to friends, and check out what a rocket launch looks like from Orlando, Florida. I gotta know, when can we do this again? All right. Well, hello everyone. Welcome in, Francisco. Thanks for being here. And Ginger's love of Disney. Yes, this is really, yes, this is really a live rocket. Let's turn on the
valves, so you can hear sort of some creaking and some
what's going on.
Definitely some vibrations. So getting a call before that happens just kind of reassures them that that sound is expected and gives them a reference point on the time that they're following.
We're about 37 seconds away from completing stage 2 RP1 load.
AK.
In the meantime, let's tell you about
Welcome
the crew.
in.
The commander of Crew-6 is Captain Stephen G. Bowen. He hails from
Cut away
Massachusetts.
here. I usually cut away
Married with 3 children.
Pictures, but at T-minus 20 minutes when fueling is filled, you will see a T-minus 20-minute vent, and they will vent those lines and continue on. Yes, hello, hun. This is what I do when I'm on my own in the wild. This is actually kind of cool because I can mute the audio on my laptop back in the room. I can't change the layout, so I might need you to hop on and change the layout for me, but yeah, look at this. We're here. So let me turn my camera around and I'll give you a lay of the land. I'm in Orlando. Okay, back camera. There we go. Best place to always be to see a rocket. Go as high up as possible or get as many trees out of your way. So I am up on top of the parking garage here at the Marriott World Center. There's the Marriott World Center. Yeah, so Ginger, that's why Ginger's love of Disney. That is why I am doing this, just to show you what a rocket launch would look like from Orlando. A lot of us are here in Orlando a lot, and so you can actually see a rocket. It's not going to be as cool as, you know, if we would have driven over to the Cape. My work conference had a party tonight, so I couldn't drive over to the Cape and get there in time. Obviously, I actually just got done with their concert 45 minutes ago, so I certainly would have been tight to make it over there, but this will be fun for you all. So we've seen a rocket launch live. We saw the Transporter 3 mission live from Cape during the day. Well, so you are closer to California, being in Oregon, and SpaceX is really ramping up their use of Vandenberg Space Force Base. So if you can make it down to Vandenberg, you might be able to see a rocket launch. So let's check in with the stream. Look at that.
Loading liquid oxygen onto the second stage.
And I think a great testament to the international partnerships of this program. Half the crew is, international. Sultan being the first UAE astronaut to launch on a U.S. vehicle from the U.S. to have trained at Johnson Space Center. An amazing, completion of the partnership that started several years ago, and taking that now all the way to completion. And just great to see, NASA and space exploration being just this great unifier for the world, especially as there's low Earth orbit, but then we look beyond that to Artemis and Mars, and just the collaboration and the work to do such hard things and really pulling together the best of all the nations.
And the partnership of those nations.
Can you guys hear me okay when I have the SpaceX audio going and I'm talking? I mean, I know we hear over talking, but
with their international backgrounds.
Green got me this.
Venting, so we talked about there's two things.
We don't need to see that. Okay. So you can see maybe with the light, I'll get you close up. Irene got me this 100th Roosevelt Disney shirt. all the moons and stars. You are right, hun. It is a perfect shirt. Perfect Mickey shirt for a perfect night. Yeah, I was worried about hearing me when SpaceX is talking. I didn't turn it down before I left, so sadness there, but that's okay. We'll eventually just listen to them. But I was going to say, for anyone coming to Disney, this is a higher probability than you're giving yourself credit for, because SpaceX has a goal of launching 100 rockets this year. Okay, there's 365 days in a year, and so that means probably at least once a week or twice a week they're going to be launching a rocket. And so it is very easy for that to happen when you're here. Now, everything has to be right. You have to know what's going on. The app I use for that is called Next Space Flight. Okay, Next Space Flight. And it pops up and alerts me 12 hours before launch and then an hour before. Good. I'm happy you have a smile. That is excellent. Very happy. So, the other thing that you always need to keep track of if you're trying to see a rocket launch is what the weather's doing, because if it's cloudy or anything, you're not going to be able to see it, obviously. So, just last week, I was letting some friends, Russ know, and it was cloudy, so they couldn't see it from Epcot. So the shuttles have all been retired, sadly. I never got to see one fly in person. You can actually go to Kennedy Space Center and see Shuttle Atlantis and get right up close to it. And actually, Irene just got it done, the Houston video, where we went up in one of their test orbiters. So as an exact replica space ready, they just never flew it to space. So it's super cool. Now, SpaceX is getting ready to launch their Starship Super Heavy. So, yeah, the rocket on your screen is a Falcon 9 rocket, named for the Millennium Falcon, because the team is a bunch of space nerds, and has 9 engines on the bottom. So Falcon 9. Yes, I would love to be for the next Artemis launch. It'll be Artemis 2. It'll be crewed. Probably not until 2024 or 2025, honestly. That'll be awesome. Yes, Russ, you're right. I have NASA and SpaceX on alert 24/7, baby. I'm watching whenever I can. So yeah, the Artemis launch will be in 2024, 25. They haven't quite nailed down what year they even want to do it yet. The Starship Super Heavy launch out of South Padre Island, Texas, is going to be, they're thinking it's going to be, what did I say, hon? I just saw it the other day. Was it like March 24th? They've got the NASA WB-15 aircraft reserved for that date. So we'll see. They've got a lot to do to get that done. Let's check back in with you.
Checkouts are complete. The crew access arm is retracted, and the launch escape system is armed. And as you can see there, on the right-hand side of your screen, the crew is strapped in and ready to go to space. Everybody looks pretty calm and chill, given that they are going to space in 13 minutes. Final instructions to the crew will come at T-minus 10 minutes. The crew displays will be
Okay. No, Russ, I am not at Canaveral. I'm here at the Marriott World Center, up on top of the parking garage. So I don't get eaten by alligators. The location I had scoped out the other night is definitely alligator central. So nope, I am here in Orlando. I think that's what I titled the show. I don't know. I can't remember. Yes, showing what a rocket launch looks like. And it's very important for the Disney community, because you're here. SpaceX is launching 100 rockets this year. You're going to see one take off when you come to visit. So yeah, Okay, I think we're at T-minus 10 minutes. They're
It
gonna,
was supposed to be their booster. Actually got swapped out for a brand new booster, but anytime you get that close to the hardware, it's a cool thing. Brand new booster launching tonight. And at the time Falcon 9 and Dragon launches, the International Space Station, which is being tracked right here by Mission Control, will be 260 statute miles over the Bristol Channel, southwest of Cardiff, Wales.
I wanted to, Russ, but
Crew-6,
the concert
once they get
after
off
the
the
show
ground,
just
will
got
spend the
done
next
at
25 hours
11:30. So
racing down the International Space Station.
I don't think we
Rendezvous
would have
at
made it.
1:11 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. It'll be Friday. And we'll have live coverage on NASA TV of docking and the Crew-6 welcome.
Yes, I drug my poor wife out for the first attempt, and honey, it wasn't 1:30 a.m. It was 2:30. I remind you of, and yes, that area that I kept saying no, we're fine. It's perfectly safe. It was. I'm here. I wanted to come up on the parking garage, so we'll see. Yes, and welcome back in, Francisco. Thanks for coming along. Everybody, get your coffee. They're gonna launch this rocket here soon. I finally can see the time. Sure. Yeah, you get right. So yeah, so generally when you're in Disney, for some of the locations, so if you're in Hollywood Studios, you kind of want to be looking towards the front entrance, so you can slightly to the right of the front entrance is the general direction to look. If you're in Batu, actually, it's really cool because it looks like a rocket's taking off from Batu. Yes, there's always snakes and gators. So we went out at 2:30 in the morning the other night for the first attempt. Just a few minutes in there. All right, we're
Fuel
within the 10
loading
minutes.
is complete on the second stage. LOX load remains underway. It's about 40% full on the second stage. LOX load also underway.
Dragon, SpaceX, confirm crew displays configured for launch.
All right, there we go.
SpaceX Dragon crew displays are configured for launch.
Copy that, Steve. And once again, on behalf of the entire SpaceX team, we're honored to have you aboard Dragon Capsule Endeavour on its next trip to the International Space Station. We wish you a great mission, good luck, Godspeed, and enjoy the ride.
Awesome.
And thanks again to everyone out there who made the vehicle, the ISS, our mission, and our crew ready for launch. Really want to thank everyone and appreciate the great call, much appreciated call for the scrub the other night. It was a great call and a good learning opportunity for the crew and I think for the teams. And so once more to the breach, dear friends, Crew-6 is ready to launch.
All right, we're ready to go. So fun fact, Dragon Endeavour was used for the first manned spaceflight mission after the shuttle. So this was our first time flying astronauts from the U.S. on that one. It was Bob and Doug, the Space Dads. I have an awesome, this shirt's really cool for tonight. The best shirt for tonight is Bob and Doug. I wish I would have brought my Lego Space Dads shirt with, hun. That was a fail on my part, but that's okay. But yeah, so talked about Hollywood Studios. If you're in Epcot, if you're, depending upon where you're at in World Showcase, you're going to want to look over towards Mexico, Norway, in that area is the direction. Yeah, the Kerbal faces over their astronauts. That'd be so funny. Oh, that'd be so funny. I've never actually contemplated the Magic Kingdom, but I'm guessing it's the same thing. You'd want to look towards Tomorrowland, since you're kind of looking that way at Epcot. Disney Springs, you're going to face opposite of the lake and look that way. Yeah, Russ, you missed it before. I walked over in the light and showed off my shirt. It is a Disney one from Roosevelt. Irene got it for me. It's awesome. And Animal Kingdom, I mean, Animal Kingdom's too tree filled that it's really difficult to see this type of thing from there. But I know I'm really testing my directions. You're probably going to want to be watching over towards Everest. If I had to guess right, look in the general direction of Everest. So you can do it visible during the day. So what this is going to be like is it's going to be like a bright orange dot in the sky. You're not going to hear the rocket from here. I mean, it would surprise me if we heard the rocket from here. So you're just going to see a bright orange dot. And when I say bright, it is bright. Yes, Russ, Dinoland, thank you. Soon, soon to be rest in peace, Dinoland, but yes, Dinoland. Look in that general direction. SpaceX can launch in many different directions. Always for the International Space Station, they're going to launch on the ascending node. That means the space station is going up towards the northeast. And so that's the direction they're going to launch to catch up to. I did not get a chance to look at and see if we were in line with a space station time. I don't think we are. I think they're out of sync, specifically for that. Sometimes it's really cool. You can be at these launches and you can see the space station go over, and then the rocket goes up to catch up with it. That is a super cool. And in fact, one time the space station went over and they took pictures of the rocket, like they could see it taking off, which was really cool.
From the ground.
Okay.
Also, at just under 5 minutes, we'll be waiting for strong back
retract. They always launch up, generally up.
The Falcon 9
you go up a long time, and then you want to go sideways really fast.
Open and strong back.
Because remember, to get into space, it's not just straight up. You see that with Blue Origin and their New Shepard capsule. It goes straight up, and what does it do? It comes straight back down. You want to go sideways really fast so that you're in free fall, and your free fall is around the Earth. That technically puts you in orbit. SpaceX can also launch, I mean, they can launch any direction from Cape Canaveral, except to the west, obviously. They wouldn't want to overfly the U.S., but they've just opened up launching to the south. So they kind of, if you're here and you see that, it kind of flies down past the tip of Florida and Miami. So those guys get fun and excitement down there. But yeah, ask me any questions about launching rockets.
Dragon onboard computers are going to take control.
I'm not a rocket scientist, but I geek out on this stuff.
The clamp arm at the very top of the second stage, right underneath where you see the unpressurized trunk of Dragon, which is indicated by the half black and half white indicators. The black being the solar panels that provide power to the Dragon on its transit to the International Space Station. That confirmation of strong back retract, we should be able to.
Yeah, so the Dragon spacecraft, the humans are there in that white part at the top above the black and white unpressurized portion there at the bottom. Really, the only reason that bottom piece is there is to give it flight stability in the event of an abort. Because if they were to have to abort and like launch off this rocket as it's exploding, they needed the little tiny winglets on that to keep the rocket safe, or keep the capsule safe. So that's really the only reason it's there. They get an added benefit because they can stick stuff in it. Now, whenever they have humans on the Dragon, they do not put anything in the trunk. But when they send up cargo missions, there's always junk in the trunk. And here comes Irene's eye roll face. Junk in the trunk. So might have someone else up here coming to watch a rocket launch. We'll see.
Propellant load remains underway. All fuels are loaded. That RP1 liquid oxygen load.
Stage 1, lock flow complete.
Okay, so stage 1, so we're at 3 minutes or so. I can't see the time, so can someone? Yeah, I just couldn't help myself. So
about T-2 minutes. Now that first stage liquid oxygen load is complete, we'll see some more of that white gaseous cloud forming around the vehicle due to those lines being
Dragon
closed
is in
off.
terminal count and on internal power.
Okay, so 2 minutes.
All right, good call out there.
All right, I'm going to switch the camera around so I don't forget that. That's the whole purpose of this.
We are in the terminal count now at T-2 minutes and 29 seconds.
Okay. Here we go.
The crew remains comfortable there on the right-hand side of your screen.
So,
About
unfortunately,
15
it should be
seconds
direct.
remaining in stage 2 LOX load.
Gonna pop up there. Irene, I don't know if you can log in and swap camera views. You can, because it's doing screen sharing. Yeah, can you pull, if you log in, can you audio? Oh, that's okay. Okay.
Stage 2, lock flow complete.
Good job, hon. This is
The
awesome.
Dragon is in auto idle.
All right.
You heard those calls. The Falcon 9 fully fueled with RP1 rocket fuel as well as the liquid oxygen. That call of the Dragon is an auto idle. There's going to be a series
Gas
of
close
calls.
has started. Expect rising.
There's the gas closeout, purging the lines of the fuel that has supplied the Falcon 9 with RP1 and liquid oxygen. Also wait for a call of the arming of the flight termination system. The Dragon flight computers are configured for launch. Flight termination system will allow Falcon 9 to talk to Dragon on the ride uphill. Terminate the flight,
Falcon
issuing
9
an
is in
abort.
startup. Dragon is in countdown.
T-minus 1 minute and counting. Dragon is in countdown. Everything's looking good for launch.
Dragon, SpaceX, go for launch.
SpaceX Dragon copy. Go for launch.
T-minus 30 seconds.
Do it.
T-minus 30 seconds and counting. All teams pulled go.
15 seconds.
Ready for an on-time launch for the
T-minus
instantaneous
10,
run.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power, and liftoff of Crew-6. Go Dragon, go Falcon.
Now launching on Endeavour's fourth flight to the International Space Station. Vehicles pitching downrange, 1.7 million pounds of thrust provided by the 9 Merlin 1D engines on the first stage. Hearing good calls, stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
We're now at T plus 34 seconds into the 6th rotational crew mission on board Dragon and Falcon 9.
Power and telemetry nominal.
Stage 1 throttle down.
So there we heard the call out indicating that the first stage engines will begin to throttle down in preparation for max Q, which is the moment of maximum aerodynamic pressure that the vehicle will experience during flight.
Vehicle is supersonic.
That call out there indicating the vehicle's traveling faster than the speed of sound.
Max Q.
Stage 1 throttle up.
All right, now that we're past max Q,
1 Bravo.
Copy, 1 Bravo.
That 1 Bravo indicator are different abort modes that are called that allow the ground teams and the crew to track about the position of the Falcon 9 and the Dragon as they make their way up the eastern seaboard. In the event of an abort, these different abort modes would indicate about the position where Dragon would
Shield
land,
has started.
as well as indicate what series of maneuvers Dragon would indicate. But
Wow.
so far, we're hearing good calls on the performance of the Falcon 9 on its ride uphill.
Wow.
1 minute 53 seconds into flight.
Hey, get ready for Miko there.
we're about 30 seconds away from main engine cutoff, which will be followed quickly by stage separation and
Miko.
second engine start, which is the ignition of that MVAC engine on the second stage.
Maybe not yet.
Now about 10 seconds away from main engine cutoff.
You guys can see it yet? Oh, I think I lost it.
2 Alpha.
Copy, 2
Yep.
Alpha.
Stage separation confirmed.
Little.
There you can see on your screen confirmation of stage separation, as well as ignition of that second stage engine.
Sorry, that's a little
Second stage
shaky.
is now carrying the Crew-6 astronauts to orbit. Beautiful view there on the left-hand side of your screen.
Oh, and I
coming
can
from
actually see the
first stage,
plume with my naked
which,
eye. You're
as
not
you
going to be
can
able to
see,
see it
is
on the
still
camera.
gaining in altitude. It has not yet reached its apogee. A beautiful view of the Florida Space Coast there. In the
Wow.
Meanwhile,
Good, how's it
we're tracking
going?
good performance on that MVAC engine. On the screen to your right, we'll be hearing periodic performance calls about once every minute of the status of the trajectory of the second stage and the Crew-6 astronauts that are inside Crew Dragon Endeavour. We'll also be hearing
Position signal,
call-outs,
Bermuda.
just like you heard just there, as we pass over the various ground stations along the ascent track.
Dragon, SpaceX, nominal trajectory.
There's that performance call-out.
Dragon acknowledges nominal trajectory.
As for the first stage there on the left-hand side of your screen, that first stage still gaining in altitude, although that gain is slowing down. It will be making its way back down to Earth, landing, attempting a landing on our drone ship. Just read the instructions, which is located off the Florida coast.
Okay, so that's the
by
next thing
a
we're
couple
going
hundred
to watch
miles.
for. We might be able to see the entry burn. I'm not certain, but we're going to watch for it.
The MVAC
I know you
engine on
guys
stage
can't.
2 burns
I know
for
you guys
6
still
minutes.
can't see it,
After
but I
second
can
stage
still see the
ignition,
orange dot
we'll continue
with my
to
eye.
see this engine burn until about 8.5 minutes into today's flight.
Dragon, SpaceX, nominal trajectory.
SpaceX Dragon nominal trajectory.
Again, these performance calls happen once a minute. Flight teams continuing to track the Falcon 9 and its ascent. Everything's looking good so far. You'll also continue to hear those check-ins of the ground stations as we pass them.
At this point in time, we're roughly 2 minutes away from the next major event, which will be the entry burn for the first stage. We will relight 3 engines, 3 M1D engines on that first stage to help slow the vehicle down as it re-enters the Earth's atmosphere.
We're approaching 200 kilometers in altitude. It's about 124 miles. Meanwhile, velocity,
Dragon, SpaceX, nominal trajectory.
good trajectory calls, about to pass 12,000 kilometers per hour.
SpaceX Dragon acknowledges nominal trajectory.
It's about 7,500 miles per hour.
All right, so I've lost visual on that. Let's see if I can see the entry burn. So if we can see it, it should be just straight out at the horizon. I'm guessing we won't be able to see the entry burn, but we'll try.
Everything looking
Hey,
normal
Amy.
for both first and second stages. Now coming up to T plus 6.5 minutes into flight.
I wish you were here too, hon. I wish you were here too.
Mostly what we're hearing now are the performance calls in the second stage. In about a minute is when we'll see a series of events in rapid succession. It's been a pretty good pace since second stage ignition. About less than a minute from now, we'll start to see
Dragon,
more action on the
SpaceX,
first stage.
nominal trajectory.
SpaceX Dragon nominal trajectory.
As Gary mentioned, those callouts occurring about once every minute. Now we're about 20 seconds away from the first stage entry burn. That
Oh,
burn
I see
will
it.
last
I see it, guys.
about 30
Do you see it?
seconds and help slow the
Do you
vehicle
see it right
down
there to
as
the
it
right of the tree?
re-enters back into the Earth's
Do you see it?
atmosphere.
Look at that. Look at that.
There you can see
Stage 2,
Look at
exit
that.
safe.
That is
on your
600
screen, that first
kilometers
stage
off.
entry burn has begun. That booster sees high drag, which
Wow.
actually scrubs roughly 70% of the velocity by the time that the landing burn
Wow.
begins.
Oh, I'm happy I came up here. Oh, I wouldn't have seen that on the
For about
ground.
another 10 seconds of this
Okay.
entry burn.
That was cool.
Again, 3 engines,
That was
relit,
so cool.
recenter, and 2 radial engines.
Guys, we saw that.
Completion
Ah,
of that entry burn.
who popped in? Hello, Nick. Hello, aloha,
Well, good
Elena.
performance on the second stage. Since second stage ignition, we've been in a 2 alpha abort mode. The next abort modes will happen in rapid succession to Bravo, to Charlie, Delta,
Terminal
and Echo.
guidance.
Oh, all
Each
right.
indicating different series of maneuvers in the event of an abort scenario, but as you've been hearing through the periodic checks, we're seeing good trajectory, good performance on the Dragon and Falcon 9. Seco,
That's
second stage engine cutoff, would be coming at 8 minutes 48 seconds. We're coming up on that event.
SpaceX Dragon Shannon.
Shannon,
Copy, Shannon.
now off the coast of Shannon, Ireland.
yeah. Can you believe that they're off the coast of Shannon, Ireland? And that's their ballistic trajectory at this point. Ah, that is so cool.
MVAC shutdown.
Stage 1
Okay.
landing burn.
Here we go. We'll watch. We're
And
not
we
going to see
heard
the
your
landing.
call-out indicating that landing burn.
Dragon, SpaceX. We have a nominal orbit insertion.
Great news there for
SpaceX Dragon copies nominal orbital insertion.
great
Launch
news
escape system disarmed.
for Dragon Endeavor,
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
attempting to land on our drone ship. Just read the instructions.
Wow. There it is.
Stage 1 landing is across signal.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to mute that audio. I'm going to turn my camera back around, start walking back, and talk to you guys while I do so. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. You can see a rocket launch from Orlando. Again, as I expected, you're not going to be able to hear the sound, the roar of a rocket engine. But you can definitely see that. So right there, that rocket, that's I believe it's the 101st landing, but I might be off on that number. SpaceX has landed more rockets than the next most successful rocket has even launched. They obviously are in the lead on the number of rockets launched, but they've actually landed more rockets than the next most successful rocket company. Which that's a huge testament. I mean, a huge testament to their reusability and their engineering. Yeah. So if you're in Florida, expect to see a rocket launch. These things are going to be happening about every other day, every third day. Because you don't get to 100 launches in 1 year. There you go. So you guys can see my shirt. Look at that. Roosevelt Mickey shirt. Yes, so the first stage went to space and then came back down and landed on basically a football field floating 650 kilometers down the ocean. Sorry, just trying not to fall. So yeah, it went to space and has come back. And it will go again and again and again. The leader rocket, I believe, is up to 14 or 15 flights. They obviously don't put humans on a 15 flight rocket. The one that went up today was new, and that's actually likely why they had a problem with the igniter system on Monday. Oh, it might be raining down here. Not raining, sprinkling. That's okay. We'll get by. Yeah, so that's likely why they had a problem with that. I don't know. If I was NASA, I would say I want to fly between rockets from 2 to 5 because they've been tested, they've gone to space and come back. And there goes. So look at the picture on the screen. There goes Dragon Endeavor separated. Yes. Paul and Stacy, you just missed a rocket launch. You have to roll back in my live stream. It was pretty cool. You guys get to see this all the time down here, though. So I was giving everyone else a tutorial on how to watch a rocket launch from Orlando. no pain. You just had to go stand outside a little while. Obviously, at night, it's a much better experience because you can see it during the day. Again, it's a bright orange dot, so it's not terribly difficult to see, but much nicer to see it at night. There you go. So you can see the Draco thrusters firing as it moves away from the second stage. The second stage will be flipped around and deorbited down into the Pacific Ocean. They do not reuse the second stage, but the first stage is safely back. I was going to say on Earth. I mean, it is on Earth, in the ocean. So, yeah, I mean, again, the apps I use to watch, it's called Next Space Flight. It alerts you, an hour before the rocket takes off. 12 hours before and 24 hours before. You can tell it all sorts of time frames you want it to alert you. Yeah, during the day you can see the contrail on the rocket. Yeah, you're right, Russ. Yeah, you're right. So you can actually see where it's going, which you couldn't see at night. I mean, I'm sure it's there, but you couldn't see it. And during the day you don't see it as long as we did. I mean, I could pick that out with my naked eye for a long time. But yeah, that was super cool and approved by the Marriott security staff. They rolled by, want to know what I was doing. Said, we're watching a rocket launch, guys. And as Irene always tells me, I'm the only one interested in this. So he drove off. That's okay. That's okay. But yeah, make sure you get somewhere high. Look to the east. You probably didn't need to be up on top of a parking garage. I went there because I had a feeling we could probably see the landing, the entry burn. And I'm so glad you guys could see that as well. So let me know if you have any last questions. If not, I'm gonna check out here. This has been a fun stream. I really enjoyed this one. It's nice to have signal. Just crazy. There was someone else up there. There was another there was an employee up there as well. He didn't come over to me. He was just standing off to the side. So nothing to see here, just some wackadoodle in the parking garage. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Amy, anytime you come down, you're going to see it. I mean, they're launching 100 rockets this year. Some of those will be from California, but a good majority of them are coming from Florida. So you don't get to 100 by just sitting around and sitting on your hands. So like this week, there were 2 from Florida. So I missed, there was one right at dusk. I'm really pretty sad I missed that one actually, but I had my conference going on right at 6:15 p.m. So you really see some pretty gorgeous plumes out of the rocket when you're right near that dusk or right at dawn. Those are the 2 best times. Obviously, they're going to launch a rocket when it makes the most sense for them to launch the rocket. So. Oh, sprinklers are on. Watch out. They don't seem that effective. Looks like they're flooding. So. But yeah. Gorgeous night. Gorgeous night in Orlando. Moon's half full. Thank you all for being here, for coming along on that adventure. I hope you found it enjoyable, found it entertaining and educational. You guys have snow. I'm sorry, hun. Yeah, Nick, it'll be interesting to see when they start launching their ships, and especially when they get it human rated. It's gonna be nuts. There's no other way to describe it. So Amy, you actually used to see space shuttle launches. That's amazing. Let me get the comment up there. Yeah, I never got to see a space shuttle launch in person. space shuttles were cool. Very inefficient in every way possible. In every way possible, they were very inefficient. So, you know, but super cool flight instrument. Yeah, I was telling everyone at the beginning that SpaceX here next month, March, I think 21st or 24th, whatever's a Saturday, they're going to do a test launch of their Starship. They have not announced anything yet. That's just what the people on the interwebs are saying. So we're not going to head down to whoop, that is a sprinkler going to get me. We're not going to head down to Brownsville to see that, but or Boca Chica, Texas. But yeah, and a good reminder, the the walkthrough of the shuttle at the Houston Space Center is really cool. Irene has a video up on the channel with that walkthrough. So that shuttle never went to space, but it's all space ready. It was kind of, I don't know if it was a backup or a test mock. I can't remember. But it's all space ready. And you're welcome, Kay. Thanks for coming in. You looked at flights to the to Texas? All right, I'll go to Texas. Oh, I think I got a cobweb in my face. Okay. Well, I think I am going to wrap this up here soon. Just getting back to my room. Thank you all for walking back with me. Thank you again for hopping in. We appreciate it, Amy. You're very, very welcome. And yes, have a good night. I've got my camera and my tripod. I forgot the phone holder, so we've got that. But yeah, so we no, I do not recall mission to Mars. I would need to dig back in my brain probably further than it will go to get that. But then Alien Encounter was weird too. So okay. Well, I am back here. Let me set this stuff down so I can wave and say good night to everyone. There we go. All right. So back at the room. Once again, thank you all. Let's see if Kate has anything to say before.
From the press site myself a couple of times. I know you can feel it. Tell us how it was to see this crew lift off.
Absolutely, Kate.
It was awesome.
Thank you for the toss
Yes,
back here to the Kennedy Space Center. And on that point, we got to get Raj's reaction first because it was his first launch. He's been on a rocket. He's been to space.
Let's see the outside.
First time watching a launch.
Yeah, that was awesome, Daryl. It was better than I expected. So I think a much more throaty, rumbling sound once it started to pitch over, and a beautiful night here, so we could see the second stage light. We could actually see the throttle down for from stage 1 to stage B, which was really cool. Saw the separation, saw the light go out when the first stage separated, saw the second stage light, and got to watch it pretty much all the way to 2 Bravo. It was pretty impressive.
To 2 Bravo.
Again. Whoops, did block out there a second. All right, I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you all once again for hopping in. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button on the way out. Save this video for next time you're down in Orlando and want to see what it looks like and where to look. Otherwise, this is the wonderful world of Walter, and we love you guys just the way you are. Bye. I gotta know.